me motivated, I know I have more left in the tank. I had a really good season, and then I had a bunch of mistakes happen. Some of them were out of my control, most of them weren't. It was just unfortunate, and then like I just had one thing go wrong after another, and like it just seemed like I couldn't get back up on top. Like I'd never give up, and I know like I can win. And so this year I've switched up my program a little bit, and I'm doing things kind of my way again. You know, it's really seeming to work out. Like I've won, I think, 5 races, a handful of local races, and then I've gotten a national win now. Feeling really good, and yeah, like I said, I finally got that monkey off my back.
Is a top 3 finish acceptable?
No, I'm going for the win. I'm going for the win. I'm not here for second.
Last year was a regrowing year, I guess. I had a pretty big injury. Just been working through it. I mean, still every day is like you're trying to improve. I still feel it every day, but I'm feeling much stronger this year, so that's a good feeling coming to every race. When I'm looking at a bomb run, I just try to pick a smooth line, a safe line, and maybe the shortest line, just so I could get there as quickly as possible. Conditions this weekend look pretty good. There's definitely some moisture in the dirt. Up in the mountains will be wet, and then I think the sand will, inch or 2 down, will be have some moisture, so should be fun conditions, and looking forward to the race tomorrow.
You gotta come in and do your job every time on the weekend, so I gotta make up some points. Even though we're all tied, but I want to get a points lead, but see how I ride tomorrow. My whole body's been feeling pretty good, but other than my arms, I got some tendonitis going on my arms. I haven't been able to put really no time on the bike. Just off bike training. I went riding today, everything felt good. It was bothering me a little bit, but I had strength in my arms and stuff, so it'll probably hurt by the end of the race, but I'm gonna probably be fine.
You're a 3-time champion. What is your overall career goal competing in the National Hare and Hound?
Got 2 in a row and 1 year gap between the 1 to make it 3. So I'm working on trying to get 4 to match Kirkcaselli. I'd be like to do that.
The last race was an absolute grind the whole time. These guys kind of managed the first part of the race, and then they want to push towards the end, but I didn't let Joe do that at the last race. I passed him 5 times, and every single time I made mistakes with the markings, so I'm not going to do that this weekend because that's very frustrating.
What are you enjoying most about National Hare and Hound?
A lot of unknown, and it's cool to be able to go to new places and check out stuff it's nobody's ridden it. So the skills that we've had to build through the years of racing really shows. You can't just be a person who's willing to open it wide open because it's going to bite you. So you have to be able to read the terrain and stuff like that, and be able to have a good bike setup and understanding what you're coming into, and setting it up before the race. It's been fun to just see new stuff and how the racing is, where everything's blind. I like it. Like coming from motocross and coming from like supercross and the other side of the off-road side of things, like you see stuff and you can push so hard that it just absolutely destroys you on a whole nother level, where this destroys you like mentally and physically. So it's a little bit nicer on those like fast acting muscles, but you're mentally drained.
I think this year I've been really focused on being consistent and like really focusing on what I can control, which is really only my race. Like I can't ride their bike, they can't ride mine, so there's no point in like thinking about where they're at, or if they're getting close to me, or if they're going to catch me, or if they're going to pass me. So really just focusing on my race and what I can control. So I think that's going to be the goal for tomorrow.
What would you say sets you apart from the rest of these women?
I would say maybe like my mindset. I've been really working on that the past few years. I feel like that's what's made the biggest difference. Being able to keep a positive mind when you're out there by yourself on mile 80 and you're getting tired. Like you're the only person that you're talking to when you're out there, so you really got to keep a steady mind, and I think that's what makes a huge difference. I think my biggest advantage is going to be if we get into the trees at all. I think there's so much fun, and it's like up in the trees and in the mountains is kind of similar to like where I get to ride a lot. So I think that would be my biggest advantage, would be in the trees.
I think my biggest focus is just going to be staying on the gas. These girls are going really fast this year, so I just kind of have to learn how to go a little bit faster and just hold the throttle a little bit more wide open, really. I don't really, honestly, haven't even looked at the points at all this year. I'm kind of just using this as a year to get back on my feet and just start loving racing again, and to, you know, really see if this is what I want to continue doing. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'd say my biggest advice is enjoy it, for one, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to be doing it for very long. And don't take it so serious. You know, you're in this sport for such a short period of time. So just enjoy it and have fun with it. And if things aren't going your way, that's a part of the sport. You know, just have fun with it.
I finished 4th place right behind Brittany both times these past 2 rounds, and that was a little bit frustrating, but it's fun to be out there in the battle and just have to put it all together, so that's the plan tomorrow. Just to keep pushing the whole time. Crazy things can happen out there, and to get up and to keep going instead of thinking I'm out of the race, just to watch everyone keep pushing each other. It's pretty cool.
I feel pretty comfortable. I know what I need to do. I'm feeling good on the bike. I've kind of been doing all the right training steps and, you know what I need to do, so just got to execute and I'll be good. No, I think the bomb looks good. There's not really like one main cut-in line. Like other rounds there will be like a 2-track or a single track. I didn't really see that, so it looks like it's going to be pretty even for all of us, and then going into a narrow corner, it should make for a fun bomb. Yeah, I think getting a good jump will definitely play a big role tomorrow.
I got to the alt pit, decided that was kind of when I wanted to start pushing pretty hard. I was in 4th at that point, so just pushed up to 2nd there before we came into the pit. I don't know, 15, 20 seconds off Dalton there, and went out and just was like, all right, we got to work hard this last loop. I chased him around the whole freaking loop, and I had one little crash and lost his wheel and was kind of just getting back to him, and unfortunately he went down there right at the end. So hoping he's okay. It looked like a pretty nasty crash there in the woods.
It was a pretty nervous weekend. I come in pretty jet lagged, pretty nervous. I got caught up in customs on the way through, so it's all good, all's well now, but it was a very stressful couple of hours there, and a pretty rushed weekend.
I felt pretty comfortable riding through all the sand and all the whoops and all that stuff, so I got to the front pretty quick, and I for sure was top 10, and then I think I was around 6th or 7th. We all settled in and then rode the first 30 miles pretty much on top of each other like that.
I thought it was different. I didn't really like how cold it was, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty slippery too. I didn't realize how slippery it'd get, but I mean, I guess it's ice, so it'll do that.
The weather was insane. It started out kind of just snowy and cold, and then it turned into almost a full-blown blizzard. The last 10 miles, it was pretty much a full-blown whiteout. You couldn't see hardly anything. And by the end of it, I was absolutely freezing. I zipped that thing back up, and you couldn't even see hardly, like I said, you couldn't even hardly see the ground. So I just kept trying to keep my cool and just ride the best I could. But looking around, I was just like, this is insane. Like, I've never ridden in a full-blown blizzard like that.
Right behind Rachel, and I was able to make a pass, and I just rode pretty clean from there, and I felt like it was unreal. Just like the way I was riding today, I felt so smooth. My suspension was set up perfect, and it all came together finally today.
Made some big changes to my bike setup, which made my life so much easier today. I kept the rubber side down pretty much the whole race, and it was fast. Like it definitely wasn't my jam, but it pushed me, gave me some experience, and I felt good out there, so I'm pretty happy.
I kind of didn't even realize it at first. I kind of looked up and I was like, oh, it's snowing right now. And then I kind of was just so focused on just trying to keep it on two wheels, and like I didn't honestly really think about the snow. It was nice that it just wasn't hot, and it kind of just kept the body temperature down. But I honestly didn't really mind it at all. I liked it actually.
The snow was a bit of another story. At the end there, it was getting pretty bad. I had to keep wiping my goggles. But it was good. I got a little bit cold on the starting line, and then my hands started to freeze at the end, but overall it was pretty good.